What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called All Will Fall, which is one of the colony survival games on Steam that actually has accumulated a very, very large amount of wish lists. I hadn't had a chance to take a look at it yet. I think I played a demo of it like a year ago or something like that, but it felt a little bit rough to me. Well, the developers have released a beta branch, or at least they've updated the demo considerably in preparation for the Steam Next Fest, so I figured that would be a good time for me to take a look at it and give you my first impressions of the game, the things that jump out at me as being workable and good, and the things that need to be fixed. So let's dive on into it. In this game, you're building a society on top of a Waterworld, so tell Kevin Costner we're infringing upon his IP. But anyways, we are going to be building a Waterworld trash tower. The thing that makes this game unique is that everything has physics woven into it, meaning that if your structural supports and things like that aren't appropriately placed where they need to be, the whole thing falls over like a giant drunken Jenga tower, which could be kind of interesting. I actually sort of dig that idea. So today we're going to play for 30 minutes. I'll put the time on the clock. You guys can take a look down below. This demo is publicly available for anybody that wants to play it. You can also find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links down there in the description along with the game. But let's dive on into a new game and see what we got going on here. Yeah, C seemed a little bit rough, dude. Poseidon's kind of cranky right now. He got like an upset tummy or something. All right. So it looks like we started off on a little paddock, actually, made out of concrete. We've got like a little bit of steel over here, sort of like stretching out in a different direction. We got some kind of tower on that side, but the first thing the game wants me to do is assign people to the gathering hut. That looks hut-like in its construction, so I guess we can do that. Let's put 4 workers on in there. We'll just kind of see what they get up to. Wants me to gather 20 wood, and it does look like we have a number of different wood piles over on this side. It also looks like there's one maybe like out there in the water that we can get access to as well. Probably gonna have to build some stairs or something to get down to that level to acquire water. Loads and loads of water bottles. Okay, apparently like an Evian truck got knocked over or something on top of this building. That'll be good. We've got to build a wooden staircase, and luckily for us, that's all that it gave us was a wooden staircase to play around with. So let's go ahead and get that thing dropped in right there. Stability is 61%. Okay. How do I make that a little bit better? Like 61%, I don't know, dude. That's pretty close to a 50-50 that like my foot goes through the stair. I'm traumatized by stairs because when I was a little kid, I slipped and fell on some stairs that had recently had the carpet taken off of them, and they had like those rows of carpet tacks that were sticking up in the air, and that happened when I was like 3 years old, dude, and I still got a giant scar running all the way down the front of my leg from my knee down to my shin where all of the little carpet spikes impaled into my knee down to the bone. It was pretty metal, dude. And I think the next thing that our people need, according to said tutorialization, is that we need to get across this gap over here. But this looks like it's going to be kind of dubious, dude. I don't know. Can I just extend that across? Okay, do it. But that does not look structurally sound to me. Like, it might hold like 2 or 3 people. But like more than that, I feel like they're going for a swim. They better understand that they're going to get a little bit soaked down, dude. Luckily, it's not that long of a fall. And they're going to like swim back around and climb up over here maybe. I don't know if like the water is death in this game. Like if you hit water, you just die and there's nothing else to it. I can't control what gets gathered first with priorities, so let's go ahead and we'll make food high priority. Can I add more people to this actual hut over here? It doesn't look like I actually can. Okay, well just like finish off your work and do your thing. I believe in all of you. This should be like medium priority, and I think the wood for right now should probably be low priority. Having now gathered up the basics of what we need to gather, so we've got food, we've got water, that should hold us for a little while. It wants me to collect 20 junks, so we're going to have to figure out how to do that. I could get another gathering hut, that might not be a terrible idea. Yeah, let's do that, and maybe we'll try to assign these different huts to gathering different things. So like one hut will be responsible for like food and water. The other one will be responsible for like gathering up, you know, junk, scrap, all that kind of stuff. That way we're not splitting our workforce between so many different resources that need to be gathered. I don't like how, so that's two guys that are glitching into one another right now. They should really sort of line up alongside each other in order to hammer through. It's little things like that that tend to make games feel cheap. I don't know. I just don't like things clipping into one another. Over here we could get some wood though if we were feeling kind of motivated about that. Can I go like across to there and just get that wood? There we go. Just give me like a little tiny bridge right there. I do like how it flickers green once you access some stuff. Oh, can you drain water out? Because there's resources underneath the water. Curious. Okay, let me get another bridge over here, and hopefully it doesn't fall the hell down, because it looks like there's a bunch of stuff over here that I should be able to get some kind of utility out of. Over on this side, let's assign, apparently, engineers, I guess, so they gather different stuff. Let's find out, because honestly, it's not tool-tipped yet. So when I come down here and I mouse over, like, the types of workers, it doesn't look as though it gives you like a little pop-up, you know, like a little pop-up box description, I guess. But these guys right here are going and gathering wood. So I guess we'll just feel it out for right now. The next thing it wants me to do is to build up a ladder over on this side so that they can get access to that trash pile right there. We could start converting all these old Maytag washing machines and stuff into something more useful. It also looks like there is an event behind that wall. How do I demolish walls? Is that a thing that I can just do? I think we probably need a specialized building for it. It doesn't look like it'll let me select to destroy these little walls over here. All right, let's just let her run for a minute. And at this point, it wants me to build up some houses for what it is that we're trying to do over here. It looks like they do different jobs. So engineers, sailors, and workers can live inside of there. And it gives out one comfort. Okay. Let me see. I don't know. We want somebody to live up here like king of the castle, dude, so that he can look down on everybody derisively. That's. I mean, where I live, it's very, very hilly. And I promise you that some dick's house will be built at the absolute crest of every single hill so that you can't, like, enjoy nature or the scenery. Somebody buys it all off and then they put like a giant McMansion on top of it because that's what we all want to look at. We don't want to look at the grass and the swaying trees and the birds and the, you know, the deer and everything else. We want to look at some guy's tacky glass LED lined house with fake iron trees out front. Let's go over here. It wants 4 houses. We'll put those right there. It actually doesn't look like construction takes that long. It does look like the game has a form of incremental building where they come over here and kind of like bang on it for a second. Did I run out of scrap or something? What did I need for the house? I didn't even check to see what I needed, just 10 wood. Okay, so we have 48 wood for right now. These wood piles should be able to last us a little while longer. Let's put them back on medium priority. That way they're getting worked on. He's already on medium priority, so, like, things should be okay here. But with 4 houses, it's 2 people that lives inside of each of those. I think we're probably going to have to get a few more of them before we clock out for the day, would be my guess. How do I get that wood debris? Is that just for sailors? Are we going to have, like, little guys on boats that go out to gather stuff for us? Dude, I hope we get little guys on boats. And then it also ordered me to deconstruct the old vessel that I used in order to land on top of, I don't know, whatever this ancient strip mall is or whatever. It says the water level's gonna rise by 4 meters pretty soon. That might be a bad thing because sea level is definitely closer than 4 meters. That's like, what, like 15 feet, 12 feet in there somewhere? I don't know, dude. We do have a little bit more water on that side, too, so actually I think it'd probably be a smart idea to go and get the water as well while it's sitting there. Like, we have to kind of think about it from the perspective that since water levels rise and fall in this game, there's a strong possibility that we might actually just lose everything that we've built or everything that may be exploitable if we don't get on top of it, like, sooner rather than later. This guy can go live out in the boondocks. There we go. Put this guy out here. Out in the boondocks. Out in the boondocks. There we go. Put him on that side. It also wants me to build a laboratory, but I'm kind of scared to place it anywhere with the water level rising so soon. Like, I don't know what the consequences of placing this place are going to be. I suppose, does that count as a front door too? Okay, put the front door right there. I don't know why it looks like it's sawed in half. I think it's like half of a ship's bulkhead, or maybe like the fuselage of a plane or something that's been repurposed, like a double-decker plane or something, or like a submarine. I don't know. I'm going to take a better look at it once we know what it actually is. We've got another pile of scrap over here too, so I feel pretty solid about putting in another ladder that just goes up to there and we can deconstruct it once we no longer need it. Kind of do like a little 10-minute tidy with all of the things that we've been building up and around this entire time before we get too wild and crazy with what it is that we're trying to do. What does it cost? So if I wanted to put like paths and things like that down, so for blocks, what do those cost? Those cost 2. Okay, so as soon as this is out of the way, what I will attempt to do is I'm going to kind of put in like a substructure down here and fill in this entire space, and then we'll build up walls around this for when the water level goes up. We'll try to get ourselves like elevated up off of the water, but I do kind of like the vertical problem-solving issues that this game is bringing up. There we go. Put a couple of engineers on doing research, I guess. Since we can research new buildings, I think it would be a good idea to think about the most basic resource, water. We do seem to have it everywhere, and not a single bit of it is potable. All right, there's not really an option to select water, so maybe it's like a secondary, so we get a fishing hut, and we get a fishing hut. Wood for new buildings gives us a wood catcher. Okay, and then not caring about the planet gives us a wood boiler. Yeah, I'm going to go with that option. I'm going to go with the wood boilers, because we don't have a lot of water left around here for us to utilize. Let's also put this on kind of like a median speed. That way it's going a little bit faster. You guys almost done with these resource piles? So that one's going to be lasting for a hot minute. Oh, dude, when did that fall through? Did somebody die when they fell through? And also, where did my other gathering hut go? I distinctively had a gathering hut over on that side, and now it's gone. Huh. Strange. So those have 0% stability right there. Is there anything I can anchor it to, like down below? Maybe, possibly. So a wooden support triangle. Yeah, that might do something for it. However, getting it lined up, I think, is going to be a headache. Okay, I think I got it lined up. I don't know how easily they're going to be able to apply that thing right there, but we do have, like, up and down controls that seem to work reasonably okay while we're going through here. So let's just add a little bit of support to this bad boy. I don't know if they're good at swimming or not, but they're going to have to, like, figure it out before too long. And it looks like that being... Oh, the water level went down. Interesting. So now we have access to more stuff. Okay. Let's go over to our research real fast, and we'll start with the wood boiler. I think is going to be what I want first and foremost, because we just got to isolate like a water supply. I had thought for a minute maybe I just get that by default when I go through there. So we've got water storage, food storage, we've got gathering huts, we've got weak explosives. Okay. I honestly think it would be a really good idea to just build like a temporary ladder that goes from that level down. That way when the water's cleared out, we can get down there and we can sort of like take care of business. How long is it gonna go before we end up with our wood boiler progress? Like 2 minutes? Okay, that'll be fine. If low tide keeps going down, then the 4 meters won't matter quite as much. I was playing around with this slider right here to see what potentially 4 meters from sea level would be. And like, I think we're in the clear. I don't rightly know. So I think something went wrong with the ladder over here. I'm guessing what went wrong, now that I'm looking at it, is there's no accessible space for them to stand on while they gather the resource over here. So I'm going to try for something a little bit different in order to make this all work. But then again, they're not really building this ladder over here on this side either, and I can't really lock down why. Okay, so I think I figured out a problem. I think I was rotating the ladders to be flush, but instead what they want is they want it to be like that so that you get a support block that like people can gather from. Yeah, that's what it was. I was actually questioning why they weren't building certain ladders and stuff, and it's because I was flipping them around to be flush and it messes with it. Okay, so let's just like deconstruct all that and we'll get it reconstructed and then everything will work out. So we want it to kind of be like, I don't know, like that right there. That'd probably work. Or we could just make it closer and more accessible like so. It's not like we're hurting for wood right now. Like, that's the one resource we do have tons of. Now that our boiler research is done, we can also get rain catchers. I think that that would be a fantastic idea, except that I have no scrap available. So until we do have scrap available, we're going to have to do what we have to do. I probably need more citizens as well before this is going to become like a workable solution. I don't know if pre-building houses is how I get immigrants to come in or how we want that to happen, but let's just build up a wood boiler first. It says, unfortunately, that it is a polluter, so I'm guessing people don't want to live next to it while it's in function. Water's not falling off at a rate that makes me panicky just yet, but it will be falling off at a rate that is not advisable over the course of the next few days, and so the more water that we can stack up, the better off we'll be. I'm sort of curious about what that is right there too. There's like a big chest over there. I can access that from that side. I can't set the priority on these platforms right here, but I would very, very dearly love to. Like, it would please me to, like, support this up a little bit better. Like, this side right here looks like something that could actually hold weight. This side, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because with that wall right there, I can't connect it up similarly on both sides, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. On the plus side, the wood boiler's up. On the downside, I don't really have anybody to work it, unfortunately. I guess I take 2 workers off there and put 2 workers in there and just kind of see how it works out for us. We've got more than enough wood right now, so I think we can burn off water for a little bit to get that number stacked up a little bit higher. We can live without food, you know, the rule of threes. And like 3 minutes without breathing, like 3 days without water, and like 3 months without food or something like that, or 3 weeks without food. I don't remember what the third one is on that. We've got an event that just popped up. A barely attacked boat approaches your city. Somebody from the group says that these are good people. We'll have to build more houses for them. Okay, yeah, together we can survive, or they can share their supplies. We get +4 if we do it that way. As long as they stay and listen to me, they can stay. Okay, let's get the extra resources, because we're a little bit low on food, too. So I like that idea. We've got 4 homeless right now, and all 4 of them are sailors. Very, very nice. What I would like to do, actually, is... I can't really support it on that side, though, can I? I think we're going to have to do, like, some space reclamation projects to give us more building space. So I think we're going to have to go vertical pretty soon. But let's not do it just yet. We'll put in the 4 houses... Oh, I don't know. I can't put them next to the polluter. It wants me to blow up some walls on that right-hand side, so I'm kind of scared to put stuff over there, too. I guess we'll put 1 in right there. We'll keep a little thoroughfare over here where people live at. I guess we can have 1 guy just live up here. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I'm going to try. I'm going to see if it works. And go upwards. Is that backwards? I can't tell. Hold on. I got to rotate the camera around and figure out if it's backwards or not. Because... I want that ladder to go away. And then I would like that ladder to go up right there. That'll work for right now. It's ugly, but until I can actually get like a floor plan kind of carved out of the map, I think we're not going to be able to do anything too beautiful. I do think that a rain catcher would be a good idea. Although a fishing hut wouldn't be the worst idea either. I mean, we've already got like a limited amount of water that we can play around with. So yeah, get the fishing hut done. That way we got both like food, and then we've also got like water coming in. I think both those things sound delightful. And then as far as reconfiguration goes, we've got 64 wood right now. Are there any more wood piles? There's wood piles out in the water, so if I can get like some little boats or something, we might be in good shape. We need more light. Fireplaces give people to rest and leisure at night. Okay, do I have those? I do. We can have like a little communal fire. Maybe, I don't know, dude. Does it put off pollution or anything? We can have one right there, but then it loses a lot of its like equitable space. We'll just have like a little gathering spot right there. Maybe another little gathering spot right there. That way people can get like their entertainment in. Because you know how it goes in RimWorld, man. If people can't throw horseshoes, they throw tantrums, and then they start tearing each other's throats out with their teeth, start lighting stuff on fire, beating each other to death with a dead muffalo. It becomes a problem, all right? It becomes an issue. Well, I'm finding a lot of the click and drag tools to actually be kind of difficult to use in 3D. I'm guessing there's going to be a learning curve to getting that stuff to work, and I just haven't figured it out yet. But I do actually want to use some of our wood to build this into a platform that people can live on up here. Since we only got 4 people and I put in 2 more houses, we should be good on housing for right now without having to worry about the homeless. And so let's just tear these down real quick, and then we'll worry about it later. Sort of curious why it says that that has no stability, but like, I don't know. We'll figure it out later. You guys just tear that down so that I can convert this into like some kind of tower or something. Oh, we've got other wood stacks over on that side too, and I didn't even notice them. What is the difference? So that's a support block? What happens with a support block if I put it in there? I mean, that one seems okay. That one's like a short run. So I think we can get away with that in the interest of getting a little bit more wood into our stockpiles for sure too. Over here, we've got sailors. Will sailors swim out to go get water? Or to go get wood? I feel like one of our wood piles has disappeared on that side, but I'm not like crazy sure about it. People have a suggestion. Captain, each social group thinks they know a better way, how to get new resources, but which one should be the first to pick? I don't know, man. I'll probably just get influence. Hey, Captain, I understand that we're still trying to survive and you're also new to this, so people are more forgiving right now, but next time think about your choices. Some decisions can have a negative impact on the loyalty of certain social groups. You can find other ways to make them happy, but just keep that in mind. You can find your current loyalty and needs by pressing on the social group tab. Okay. Sure, just tell them what they want to hear. As far as explosives go, how do I use explosives? So a weak explosive for destroying walls. All right, put that in right there. Put that in right there. Give me some bombs. I'm trying to blow some stuff up. What's wrong with you cats? I believe that the house is stuck to the side of the building, and thusly, I don't think they can reach it. And I'm sort of in an unfortunate position right now that I can't really engineer my way out of a situation in which I didn't engineer myself to, you know what I mean? Like, that's really kind of a problem. He can't reach over there. That's cool. Like, that's to be expected. I'm going to fix that for you, though, Chief. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to put in a platform right there that'll let you get adjacent. And then we'll take a ladder over on this side, and we'll kind of just run that up for a second. And then hopefully you guys can get up there to bust that thing up. I also need to get some storage racks around here. I wish I could destroy blocks or, like, move them at least. So what happens when I detonate these? Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Detonate all that stuff. Cool. It looks like they're tearing that down finally. Yeah, you've really got to kind of like Lego your way in and out of situations in this game. If you don't, you may regret it. Or I could just detonate that one right there. Can I detonate the one over here that I can't reach? I can't. So you need to have like clear access to the thing that you're trying to detonate. Okay. Give me another bomb right there to potentially blow out this entire set of walls. Because having like a little alley back here that we can live inside of would be good. Do those cost me anything? They cost me 5 scrap every single time that I make one. Fair enough. Are those walls gone? I think they are. They kind of look gone-ish. There we go. Now we've got it. All right, good stuff. So we got to clear that wood, knock out those walls back there, and then we'll be on our way. What's my next research? I think I'd like a wood-gathering boat. That sounds pretty good. So let's get the wood-gathering boat next, I think. That sounds like a plan to me. So you guys work on the wood-gathering boats because I have noticed that stuff is floating by, almost like we're playing Raft. And so having people that can go out and gather things that I don't have to set up tremendous infrastructure in order to, like, get them all ready to rock would be a good thing. I don't know if I want to detonate those. I would say just gather them. I'd rather have the scrap. The tide is incoming run. Is there a button that I need to push to tell everybody to get up to like the top deck? There's nothing down on the bottom level that they're still gathering, so I think we should be okay. That looks more than 4 meters to me. just to my eyes, so I think we'll be all right. I do need to blow up some more stuff over here. Blow that up. I find the blowing stuff up to be incredibly satisfying. I don't know if you guys ever played a game called Blast Corps that was all about doing demolition and getting like buildings and stuff to fall the right way. Pretty fun, man. Pretty enjoyable. I think a fishing hut wouldn't be a terrible idea over somewhere. Maybe put a fishing hut in like right there. Does that reach water? Like how long is your line? Hopefully long enough. It let me place it. Let's assign some sailors and see if it works. Dude, that's the world's biggest fish hook. What are we trying to catch, like tuna? Good lord. That's a big hook for how tiny those fish are, bro. But we do have food and we do have water covered now. We do need some more wood storage, I think. We've got a generalized storage over there. But it may be time for us to start thinking about potential futures in which we can be successful. So since we have nothing but dead space over here, I think it's time for us to start building support blocks and kind of getting them going. We'll put in support blocks all around here, and I just gotta, like, pray that this thing does not fall over. And then I need small ones over here. There we go. All right, and so now that we're in position on that, we can go back to large support blocks. I'm really hoping this doesn't collapse on me. It looks to me like it all has kind of like space to be in, but I do think it's time for us to start terraforming this place in our own image and giving ourselves like a little bit more breathing room to expand in. Unfortunately, we're going through our wood like incredibly rapidly right now with all these support blocks, but that's okay because if I can turn this into a paddock up here where everybody has space to be, we have like a really, really safe location so that I can build like critical infrastructure stuff up top. I do wish I could shave off that concrete right there, but I guess that's life. Do we have any more wood accessible? There was some wood around here somewhere, right? Oh, the water level went up. Okay. We can get a woodcatcher over here. Let's see if the woodcatcher's any good. Let's see how that helps us out. There's so many buildings that like I'm eyeballing right now that it's hard to figure out which ones are going to be like the principally useful ones and which ones are going to be a waste of resources. How much wood do I have at the end of the day? So we've got 60 in that pile right there. I put it on high priority. So I don't know if there's a range on gatherers' huts that stops them from getting out there, but word spreads. Word is spreading about our colony. People are coming here looking for a better chance of survival. Find a better place. We're full. If you can pay, you can stay. So they bring 15 goods with them, but we lose some of our influence, or we can welcome everyone and we can get influence. I think influence is going to be the stat that allows us to, like, BS our way through events and whatnot. Like, we can basically just, like, pay to make them go away. Just like, meh. You know, just, like, give them influence so that we don't have to deal with it right now. I'll probably just plop down another house right there. Since we already have room in this corridor, I think we just picked up 4 more people anyways, so we should be solid on that front. Is anybody gathering the wood over here? It's on high priority, but it says no workers are assigned. Take my sailors off there and give me another worker. Hey, now they're going after it. Okay, maybe I just needed to do like a roster swap up. I'm having trouble determining like what is going wrong with some of the things that are out here, but like apparently just moving around your employees seems to fix it up a little bit better. It's definitely got like that Lego vibe, dude. I don't know if they plan to have combat or like conflict or anything inside of the game where you've got to like, you know, set up machine guns on the edge for raiders that are coming in with boats. I think it'd be a really, really good idea, though. I tend to lose interest in games that don't have some kind of, like, Stronghold-style wave thing trying to ruin your life every now and again. Like, I like it very, very much when a game has some form of, like, principal antagonism that exists inside of it, where it's constantly poking you, prodding you, and threatening to kill you. Send the engineers to go grab whatever the hell that is. That giant crate over there, so we might as well go take a look. There's 120 water inside the silo over there if we can get to it. If I drop a ladder down here, can't see where the platform extends out to so that I could do that safely, but getting down there would give us access to what looks like a trash pile and a water pile and like a breakable wall, so it might be worth looking into. I still need more houses, eh? Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and get rid of this set of ladders right there. Not gonna need them. We'll throw that in right there so that people have another place to live. We're up to 27 wood. We're losing like 5 food per day right now, so we are going to need some kind of food generation before too long. We need more resources in order to make this happen too, which just have not been delivered yet, I don't think. But these guys have little backpacks on that are full of resources, so I'm pretty sure they're taking them there right now. Having a roof makes you happier. One way to make people happier is by improving their houses. Building anything on the roof increases their roofing stat, but building an actual roof will increase other houses' stats. Okay. So does this right here have to be in base contact with the water, or do they lower it with a winch? Because this is going to be our scrap gathering boat right here. Let's put it right there, and let's find out. Let's give it a go. Captain, help, the whole sky is full of seagulls, and they are shitting all over us. We can make traps and nets, and we can catch the seagulls, and we can eat them. It's going to cost us 15 of our junk, but it would refill our food to like a very, very acceptable level. We can try to catch them with our hands. That's the influence option. We can run for our lives. We can sharpen some sticks. I'll sacrifice the scrap, I guess, because once the water level goes down on that green part right there, I should be able to get down and get more scrap to help out with what it is that we've got going on. And these guys are about to be deployed, which should allow them to sail around and start grabbing wood out of the water, although there's not a whole lot of wood in the water over here. A lot of food, but all the wood seems to have moved along. So now that that's built, we can build a boat. What's the boat gonna cost me? I mean, I have the money for it. It's gonna be a little bit close. We're going to be a little tiny bit low on wood once I do that, but I suppose I can get rid of my giant tower over here to reclaim some wood if I need to. Oh, yeah, looky there. We can make decorative little roofs. I don't really have any of the resources for them for right now, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. I don't think we need to, like, beat that idea to death just yet. We do need to get a boat out in the water, though, before too long. All right, let's build our little tugboat over there, just in the off chance that any wood floats by. And so I'm going to have 2 sailors. Oh, look, off he goes, dude. Yay! Are they just going to jump off there into the boat? Hell yeah. The boat is idling, yeah. So this stuff over here, prioritize it. Oh, sick, dude. Okay, yeah, prioritize, like, all of that. Yeah, that's solid. We need a lot more wood for right now. How much wood do you hold? Is there only like 12? How many woods do they put inside of there? Looks like they carry back maybe like 12 each run, I think. Doesn't matter. That's super helpful because we need wood for our boiler over here and we need wood for other stuff. But the seagull food, that's helping out. I feel like a seagull would taste nasty, man. In general, like when I was growing up, we ate like raccoon, we ate possum, like we ate, you know, animals that in general are not accepted to be very delicious. And you really gotta stew them a lot. Like any animal that sort of exists on the fringes of human society, just feeding off cast-offs and things like that, they tend to be real gamey and nasty. And so you kind of gotta like, basically you just gotta stew them, all right? Stew them with a lot of cayenne pepper. That's what I learned. Very close family friends when I was growing up were Cajun. And one thing I learned from Cajun people is Cajun people can make anything edible. And it's all about stewing and cayenne pepper. That's it. Stewing and cayenne pepper. That's how you make everything edible. From like shoe leather to a possum, cayenne pepper, stew it. It'll work out. What can I do over here? So we've got a little bit of resources left. Recycling center. What does that do for me? So for 40 scrap, it recycles junk into metal. Oh, we're going to be refining stuff as we get further on in. Rain catchers feel like a really good idea. A junk gathering boat also sounds like a really fantastic idea. So you know what? Let's go for the junk gathering boat before I run out of junk, because there's junk everywhere. And if I can just go grab it out of the water and bring it back, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Detonate that wall, which I guess I completely and totally forgot to do. Put that on medium gathering, because we could use some more scrap. There's a box right there. The water level's a little lower right now. Let me see if I can get down to that with some stairs. This might be a job for a ladder. Yeah, let's get a ladder in there too. And then we'll assign somebody to go grab that thing. Bots and navigation. They need clear sailing paths. Okay. And a mysterious building. Captain, look at that strange structure over there. It looks like it goes all the way down underwater and there's no entrance on the top. We've got to wait for the water level to go down even lower before we can figure out what it is. Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, that thing right there? What is that? The mysterious structure. That's true. It does have a vaguely technological look to it. It does kind of have like a vaguely technological look to it. But so far I like what I've seen. The main things that have jumped out at me as being a little bit unwieldy are placing anything from the underneath side in 3 space gets very, very sketchy. And you're going to have to fiddle with the height levels and the controls in order to get it to work. I do wish there was a way to make the water go away while doing that too, because it occludes your vision while you're looking up at it. So, like, if I go like that, it makes all my buildings go away, too. So maybe, like, a hide water option. I don't know. I don't see one around here, but it would have been nice to have. Maybe it's inside one of these. It's kind of hard to say. They've got a bunch of filters and stuff down there. That's the one thing that jumped out to me. And then occasionally there's little, like, tech issues where, like, the pathfinding for these little guys can't decide where they want to go out to or what they want to do. And so you got to look at that. Part of it's probably just me not being experienced with the game and just playing around with the demo for the first time. But there are times where there will clearly be resource piles that they could be gathering from, but they're not doing it. It's got like little flags on it. You've got to kind of like suss out exactly what's going wrong. I don't know if that counts as like tech problems or if that counts as just like inexperience on my end. So I'll leave that one kind of floating. Did we ever figure out, we've got 5 minutes left till we get our scrapper boats. Okay, what is this? We found some supplies, but they have kind of a funky smell. They're still good. Ignore the smell. Fermented food is actually good for your health. Nah, just throw it away. It's fine. We're good on food for right now for at least another 10 or 11 days. And in like the hour that I've been playing, we've only done 5 days. And so I think I should be able to fix most of our problems before it becomes like a major issue that needs to be taken care of. I'm going to pick up fishing boats pretty soon too, so that they can go out and they can get the fish pools over here. I do like how some of these things, like these techno boxes over here, are actually like little area puzzles that you've got to figure out. I sort of dig that. Like, I'm willing to bet that. So we need to bring like a bridge across here to get to this side, then get up to the roof to get whatever's in that tech crate right there. Is there anything? So we need to build a bridge out to this to blast out the walls because there's another one hiding inside of there. I like that, dude. It's like Legos. So a lot of like colony builders out there are so ridiculously concerned with being RimWorld nowadays that they forget to bring anything new to the table. Like they'll change up the setting, but they don't change up the mechanics. This right here is actually interesting. It's adult Legos, basically. You've got to play around with the structures and the physics and how it all works. Like, I do have some things here that say that they have no stability, even though I feel like they definitely should have stability from the way that they're designed. Like, if I put, like, a support arch attached to that guy, would it help? I don't know. Maybe. So, yeah, there is an overlay that lags out your performance pretty considerably that does tell you where all the stress points are taking place inside your city. And in fact, blocks that we didn't even place can also be too heavily load-bearing. Interesting. Yeah, this is going to be one of those games that you're going to have to dump a lot of time into in order to figure out, you know, exactly what works. And with me having no engineering background, this would definitely be a big learning experience. I dig it. I think would you like to buy some people? No? I don't really want to buy people. We get Beacon of Hope. What does Beacon of Hope do? So we can kill off the slave traders. It'll cost us some of our influence. We'll get 2 people. We'll get loyalty, and we'll get Beacon of Hope. We can sell our own people to the trader. Okay, so they're not going for like a totally cozy experience here. Yeah, fight them off, I suppose, and we'll just get 2 more people. But my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were fooling around with a title called All Will Fall, which I think brings enough to the table in the world of colony sims to actually be appealing. We didn't get to play around with the Legos too much yet, but I could see building in this game actually getting really, really sophisticated, since like one of the tier 1 things they let you get access to are like arches and things. And so I'm going to have to learn how arches and whatnot work if I want to play this game. Cool stuff, though. You guys can go check out the demo. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping by, and that's all I got for you. Bye, folks.